Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to be here. I'm Dr. Dana, and this is Laura. And thank you for joining us on Business Besties in Branson.
Oh, we got it good.
Yay, I did it this time. It's a little
I
tongue
love all the
twister.
B names.
Yes, it's so great. So today we're going to chat with Carrie Anne Mitchell. She's from the Bets of Branson
Live talk show.
live talk show. Thank you for adding that. All these B's today get me a little tongue-tied. But I met Carrie last night. We were at Sweet Shack, and Chef Jeff was being interviewed along with Lynn. Say her
Hokely
last.
Kua.
There you
Oh
go.
my goodness! Yeah,
Yes.
I don't think I could say that.
Yeah. Another tongue twister.
She has some amazing ice creams, like a peanut butter whiskey ice cream. Yes, I know, with little chipped up Butterfingers in it. So,
And the bourbon chocolate peppermint whiskeys,
Yes.
like your husband's sauce. I got to try that today.
yes,
I
he
didn't
made
get to try it yesterday, but I'm going to try it today.
So wait, does she make this homemade ice cream?
She does. It's all homemade
oh
ice
my
cream.
gosh!
Yeah.
Yes.
Italian ices and all kinds of homemade ice cream.
Where's she at?
Do you remember where the old restaurant was?
Yes.
Right next door.
Oh my
So
goodness!
right across from the aquarium.
Yeah, in
Okay.
that little plaza next to King's Castle.
Well, shout
Or
out to
by-
her because she has. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. And I
Wow.
invited her to come and chat with us as
Oh,
well. You'll
good,
love
good,
her.
good.
And like she said, Jeff made this bourbon peppermint chocolate sauce.
Chocolate sauce, yeah.
And mixed with that peanut butter. And the bourbon,
Wow.
like if you taste it plain by itself, you're like, ooh, that's a kick, right? But once it goes on the ice cream, he just does flavors perfectly.
Yeah, he
you know?
does.
Yeah, he does.
Well, Carrie, is it Carrie or Carrie Ann?
Carrie Ann.
Okay, Carrie Ann. I've met you on your live feed thing that you do, the Facebook Live. The other night, I had never heard of the Best Bets of Branson, so please tell all of us about it because what a great idea you have to do this.
Yes.
I thought, when I saw that, I was like, unbelievable.
Yeah.
This woman has gone out there, gotten sponsors. She does these live things, making a name for herself and promoting Branson. The whole thing was so impressive. I'm like, unbelievable. This is fantastic.
Well, I started the Best Bets of Branson Media LLC in February of 2016. And it was actually, it all started me doing just kind of a blog thing on Facebook where I would go and interview entertainers after their shows. I had lived here before, from 1992 to 1996, as a vocal artist, gospel vocal artist. And I took that with my knowledge of marketing and working for the chamber and just my knowledge of Branson in general and created a niche for myself when I moved back here in mid-July of 2015. I kind of tossed around ideas for about a year. And then my daughter actually came up with the name, my daughter and a girlfriend. And said, why don't you do a blog thing? Why don't you go interview the people in music because you've got a music background? Barbara Fairchild gave me my start here years ago as a contemporary Christian and Southern gospel vocalist.
Yeah.
And then working for the chamber, working for various tourism industry businesses, and being a writer as well. I thought, okay, why not do this? Let's see how it goes. So I took a chance. The name definitely is a tongue twister.
That's okay.
So
But I
is
wanted
ours.
to establish myself and be very different from
Well-
everything else I had seen on Facebook going on.
I love the name. The Best Bets in Branson. As soon as I read that, I'm like, these are the places you want to go because this is going to be more bang for your buck.
Yes.
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 That's exactly what I took from it. And I'm like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do it with my best friend, Shelly Carol Drew. Shelly is a retired hairdresser, semi-retired. And she has family members in some shows here. And she has a marketing background as well. She used to be the hairdresser to a lot of the stars here for many years and had her own salon. And she volunteered with me last year. We were in the lobby of the Nashville Roadhouse Live Theater, which used to be the Ozark Theater years ago, Willie Nelson and those folks below Olive Garden. And then we were there also up until October of this year, and then the theater sold out from underneath us, and we had to come up with an idea of what to do next. And so we do have a place where we can go, the Premier Dance Academy, which is one of our sponsors. I want to give a shout out to Elena Circa, who is a friend of mine. She's one of the dancers of the Nashville Roadhouse Live show.
Nice.
But we actually, our girlfriend Kimmy Sanchez, who is with Gaga for Glitter, said, why don't you go to your sponsors individually, some of them, and do the show from there.
Great idea.
Do like a holiday
is a
sponsor
great
highlight.
idea.
And I knew with Christmas coming, people needed the help, the additional boost.
Sure.
So that's what we've been doing. I just wanted to do something that was small town feel, big city metropolis atmosphere from a local perspective, local yokel perspective. Two middle-aged gals doing the show with a fun, positive spin, and marketing, promoting, advertising, everything about Branson and the surrounding Ozarks area. I love what I do.
Oh, I'll bet.
Creating a niche for myself. Now, starting out, a lot of people didn't know what to make of me doing it.
Right.
Because I was different. I was doing something that, that was brand new to me. And I'm still, to this day, trying to, it's a whole new ball of wax for me other than working retail off and on the majority of my life, besides having been a praise and worship leader for 23 years, one of 6, and being a writer on the side. And of course, I was a single mom too. And I was a bookstore owner too before I moved here for the second time.
Wow, you have just done so much here in Branson. Wow.
I'm from Bowling Green, Missouri, which is about 4.5, close to 5 hours away. And coming back here just made sense. I fought God for 3 days when I prayed about it, because this was during the Obama years, and when jobs were kind of getting scarce, businesses weren't doing well. I did have to close my bookstore business, unfortunately, because we just weren't getting generating the income we should have.
Sure.
And the location was kind of odd. We were only making enough to pay our electric and our advertising.
Right.
My mom was volunteering as my bookkeeper and an assistant sales gal, new and used bookstore. So, and 95% of our customers were Amish.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, the Amish tourism industry, tourism area. So we were smack dab in the center of that. And my parents' farm still is 9 miles outside of Bowling Green. But no, I love doing this because I'm helping. We love helping the small business, like I was telling Dana yesterday. But we also love marketing the tourism industry side as well.
Sure.
Especially the shows. And especially folks that are trying to break into the industry. But marketing, promoting, advertising, the place that I finally feel like I'm home at, it's everything to me. And I know it is to Shelley too. We've been doing this 9 years. 9 years.
Wow.
It'll be,
amazing.
Well, that gives us hope that maybe we can get through.
Like, I mean, we're not getting rich by it by any means, but because we've had to do a rebuild, rebrand, retrademark since COVID.
Sure.
I was telling her COVID about wiped me out in 2021.
Oh,
I ended up with COVID for 3.5 weeks, and I almost died.
Oh,
wow. Wow.
Scary.
So, and being a Christian, God is what got me through.
Sure.
We're a Christian-based company too, and
Sure.
Shelley's a Christian as well. And we love sharing a little bit of our faith too. We put trickles of faith in things we do, and share Christ with folks. But the thing I love about Branson is everybody's so friendly here.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
Yeah, it is.
It
really is.
And yes, we have our ups and downs with the seasons here via like when things start, when things close. And that can make an industry for a small business like mine via media marketing. But Shelley and I decided for this new year that we're going to have some hot winter fun, January and February.
Well, there's Branson through the years, there's so much more open now in the wintertime that you can.
There's 158 shows here. We've got over 202 plus and growing restaurants. We have over 100 plus indoor-outdoor attractions. Of course, we have the 2 beautiful lakes. We have tons of shopping here, which is my favorite thing. And we have, a lot of great lodging here, cabins, condos,
rental homes,
timeshares, resorts,
tree houses,
you name it. We have it here. And the golfing is second to none here.
Absolutely.
Top of the rock. Hello.
Right.
Oh, I know.
We do show and food reviews too.
No kidding.
And I'll be doing a review on Jeff's sauce today.
Just
that'll
tell
be
him
nice. To watch out.
Okay. You better watch out. Carrie Anne's going to have your sauce.
Lynn said, if you didn't try it today, come back tomorrow. I'll give you another scoop and you can try it. And I'm going to do a live food review.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So nice.
Oh, you know what? He also made some of his toffee that you can crumble.
I'm
going to
have that on the top.
Yes.
I'm going to have that on the top.
I just eat it all the time. Like, it doesn't matter. I just keep eating.
I mean, that's
You need to be bringing
quintessential
it.
Christmas. I know, quintessential Christmas. Even though I'm type 2 diabetic and I'm trying to lower it naturally, I just found out in August.
Oh, wow.
I still splurge. Like I splurge. Doctors like you can splurge occasionally. Just make sure you stick. Take your cinnamon and all your stuff, your natural stuff you're taking, and
Add
get
protein.
out and walk.
Add your protein and you'll be okay. It'll balance it.
Yeah, I do a protein yogurt, by the way, which I love. 000.
Yes.
The Oikos, I think.
Yes, I love that too.
Love that. It's
Yeah.
delicious. But
Yes.
anyway, doing a plug for them. But anyway, no, but Branson, the thing, we were talking about ladies in business. If you want to start something, here's the thing I've learned. If you want to start something and people are looking at you going, are you crazy? Because I've had that. I've been talked about here in town. Because people thought I was nuts when I started. There was a few that were like, really?
Well,
I think they thought that Colonel Sanders was nuts too when he
and
wanted
I've had
to
my
just
ups
sell
and
chicken,
downs
right?
because I'm still trying to figure out how this works. I've never done this
It does.
before.
oh yeah.
And Shelly's been a great help. When she went from volunteering with me last year to being a full-time business partner with me this year, she's had, and then we're adding Kimmy too this next year. I think people kind of look at women and go, are they really that intelligent? Are they really that smart?
Yeah.
Do
You
they
know
really-
what?
do
And
they
we were
really
looking
know-
at each other
do
because
they
we're
really
like,
know what they're doing? And I'm like,
Yeah.
just watch me.
Right.
Yes.
Just watch me. Because
I love
here's the
that.
thing.
We experienced that
People watch what you do a lot more than what you say.
Oh
too.
yes.
They do.
That's right.
That's what I've learned in the 9 years I've been doing this. Now I still sing. I was telling her I still do backup harmony and backup and harmony vocals. I can still sing lead a little bit. I'm trying to get back there, but as a writer, that's a second voice. As what I do as a talk show host, that's another voice.
Absolutely.
What we're doing via marketing, the way we're helping these folks be seen and heard. That's another voice. It's all about using those other voices, and that's what God showed me when I started this.
That's
I love that.
amazing.
And so, I think if you really, first of all, you got to put God first, because if you don't do that, it's not going to work. And I've seen people not do that and fail time and time again because they don't put God first and they don't seek His wisdom before they do things. And I really did that before I started this. It's okay, Lord, show me how to do this because I have no clue.
Yeah.
Right.
I just went off a friend of mine who had done something similar, minus the talk show. And by the way, the talk show actually started, the media company started in February of 2016. The talk show started in September, a few months later. I just one day had thought about doing it, and I asked a girlfriend and my daughter, I said, what do you guys think if I do this? And do it. And my one girlfriend had the coffee house. It's Leah Kendall's sister that owned Center Stage at the time, Branson Center Stage Grill. I said, Amber, what do you think if I did a talk show and featured your coffee house and did that on the little cozy couch over there? And I called it the cozy couch. And she had a living room, cool background with cool old photos of their family. And I thought that would be a great backdrop.
Sure.
And it worked. She said, yeah, why not? So that's where the talk show originated, was there.
I'll be darned.
How fun.
And her and her sister Leah, they're still my best friends to this day. They're like my adopted sisters. And Shelly's friends with them too. But they were the ones that really helped give me my start with that. So I want to credit that to them and my daughter. So
I'm curious if, like you see somebody you want to interview or you want to go and talk to them. How do you reach out to them? What are your steps? What do you do?
Usually I have Shelly do it.
Okay.
Because she has a cool charisma on the phone. She just rocks it. And she's just friendly and just big personality. Bigger than my personality, but when you get us two together, we're like yin and yang. It's really interesting. But I usually have her do it, or if I've seen right there, I'll say, hey, I'd love to have you on our talk show. Would you be interested? This is what we do. This is how long the talk show is. Our talk show, by the way, is a 55-minute show every Thursday. Unless like we're doing it from businesses, sponsors business, and they can't do it on a Thursday. We're willing to work with the day. Yeah, we can do it on this day and this time. No problem. Yeah, we're willing to work with our folks. And it's 55 minutes. Shelly runs our sound, our lights, and our camera. We do it live on Facebook, and it's so much fun. And she's in charge of our TikTok, Instagram, and Clapper. I'm in charge of our 2 Facebook pages.
Nice.
The media page and the talk show page. But yeah, I mean, there's been some ups and downs. COVID didn't help things any.
No, of course
No.
not.
And it's still, and now we've got Meta with Facebook, and it's like kind of a governmental control almost some days.
Sure.
Well, what we've talked about is social media is a job of its own. You almost need one
you
person
gotta
to
figure
do
out. You got to
all
be
of it.
one step ahead of them and try to figure out, okay, how can more people see this? Because they're still, no matter how many friends you have, they're still trying to limit how much people are seeing you.
Yes.
Right.
It doesn't matter which app you're using anymore,
Yeah.
from what I understand.
Yeah.
Yes, they do change.
So, but all the entertainers, when I started, I noticed all the entertainers were using Facebook. They had their phone connected to their hip. They were connecting on Messenger a lot, and everybody was on Facebook. And I said, "This is what I want to do." I've never strayed from the Facebook, despite the changes with Meta and all that. Earned 2 more badges. I haven't had my coffee, girls. Earned 2 more badges on Facebook as a digital rising creator, and Shelly has 2.
Okay, so wait, hold on. I'm going to stop right there. What does the badges mean on Facebook? What is this?
It's just like rising. You've got more of a platform and a level in being seen now, which is helping.
Right.
Oh.
It does.
You don't have to. We pay when the sponsors pay us. That money goes toward helping to boost the post.
Okay.
Okay.
And then in turn we do everything involving their marketing, like I said, involving that package, and they're good for a year. And of course, we do have a budget, because if you're not careful with Facebook, they can overcharge you.
Yes.
Which I found.
And really?
And sometimes the ads, you feel like they're not going anywhere. So it does get a little frustrating.
Pinning post helps, and doing your story, but pinning post a lot does help, and making sure you tag the most, like 4 or 5 most important people that we're going to reshare.
Right.
I've learned if you do that, the reshares work.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's
and
a
you could
tip,
earn
y'all.
those badges.
Yeah, I
That's
needed
a
that
tip,
tip
y'all.
because
Yes.
I am not
The
a
ones
Facebook
that you
person.
like, your
Right.
most important inner circle that are going to reshare, make sure you tag those people. Shelly's, of course, even though she's my business partner, she's also my best friend and my adopted big sister. We're family. So she knows another reason why I entered, because she knows more people than I do, and she knows people I don't know that we definitely need in our corner or on our side. So and I had people she didn't know. So combining our efforts really has, like I said, we've not gotten rich by any means, but given that we started the rebuild, rebrand, retrademark March of this year. But the sponsors that we've gotten, we've never would have dreamed.
This is amazing. I mean,
if
really.
we hadn't stayed positive and stayed the course.
So you're making money off of all of this. How do you
Yes,
make money with Facebook?
Basically, just like I said, being the rising creator, getting the sponsors helps at $200 for the year. Anybody that wants media marketing, other services besides what we do, like infomercial ads or video teasers or anything like that, just a pick post ad, we do that as well. If you want an exclusive backstage interview, you don't want the whole package, we can do that. Shelly can take photos. She's my top photographer. She knows how to take pictures. She's a lot better at it than I am, and her stuff was really professional. She's been a creator for a while, so I'm like, I got to have her in my corner, because my photos aren't as good.
This is amazing that you've created all of this for yourself, and really, my gosh, I mean, we struggle with all of this stuff, and then we're like, struggle. I'm just looking at you, going, she has done it all.
Right. Like I said, we're not, we're still getting there financially.
Right.
I wouldn't be making ornaments to be able to buy Christmas for my grandsons and my nieces if we were totally, but at any time when you have to do rebrand, rebuild, retrademark, because maybe because of something like a pandemic almost wiping you out, you have to think outside the box.
Oh, absolutely,
constantly, and that's another thing. Always think outside the box.
I think
Don't
we've talked about
yourself.
that before.
Never limit yourself. As women in business, ladies, I'm just going to put this out there. Don't limit yourself.
Right.
And don't let anybody tell you can't.
Oh boy.
I
think that's what gets us going.
I've had a lot of naysayers and doubters and scoffers here Like I said, we've been Shelly and I both. We know we've been talked about behind our backs, but do we care? No, because we've got God in the driver's seat.
That's right.
And every time I prayed, God's opened doors, even if it's like small trickles.
Right.
He's let me know I still want you to be here. You still have a purpose. There's a reason why you're here.
I love that. I love that so much.
I've got a scripture that really helped me through COVID, and I believe it's been helping me with my business, and that is Joshua 1:9. Be strong, be courageous, do not be dismayed nor afraid, for the Lord your God is with you always.
I love it.
And I quote that because we do live updates, reminders, shout outs, and more daily, and I do that at the end of that, and I do it try to do it at the end of every talk show episode.
I love that
to
verse.
really inspire people, and that's what got me through COVID. Almost dying 2 times in the back of a van and having your life flash or ambulance and have your life flash before you. All I could see was my grandsons' faces, and I'm like, I want to see them, grow up. Lord, don't let this be the end.
Right.
This can't be the end.
Right.
Well, and it's not.
You know?
God has big plans for you, right? And
right.
I think that's what I loved about when I got to talk with you and just hear like how you started and how you're doing this. And like, it's very inspiring. Like we love to see women who are go-getters, who are like, if someone tells you can't. Like for me, that's my inspiration.
Yeah, and consistency in there with the other stuff, the other tips I gave, consistency is key.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
True.
when you like me right now, I'm juggling a seasonal temp part-time holiday business because I do it every year. But I really wanted to for the kids to have a really nice Christmas this year. But I'm like, okay, how am I going to juggle this and this? And I just said, okay, God, giving it to you.
Yeah,
help me do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, Shelly's here too. But we've had some health issues. Both Shelly and I have some health issues that have made it difficult at times.
Sure.
To be consistent, but that's the thing. You just keep going. You don't let any obstacles. You don't let any obstacles stop you from what you love to. I talked to Randy Plummer yesterday, who is with the Plummer family. I ran into him and I said, it's been a while since I've seen you. And at the end of our conversation, we were talking about Christmas and how quickly the year is gone.
Oh yeah.
And he says, so how's everything going? I filled him in, and I see at the end of the conversation, I said, this is all I know, Randy. This is what I know. All I know to do. And sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. But in the end, God lets me know it does.
Yeah.
Right.
Because He's guiding me every step. And He goes, "That's awesome."
Yes.
And so, I just want to encourage everybody out there. If you're feeling discouraged, my grandma. The last thing my grandma said before she started into dementia, and she was the driving force too in me continuing to do this, was show everybody that you can do this and don't quit. Prove everybody wrong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Promise me you'll do that. And I made that promise to her before she started going into dementia.
Right.
And we lost her in May. And I remembered that promise when she passed away. And I thought, okay, Grandma, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to talk to her. Sometimes I'm like, 27 sponsors, Graham, thanks a lot. Because I know, because I know she's, I got that angel in my corner, but I've got God. We've got God on our side.
Absolutely.
With every step that Shelly and I have taken. And, when it seems like there's a discouragement, there's always that blessing.
Yeah. Boy,
Isn't
around the corner.
True?
It is true.
Yes.
And
we've experienced that in
Yes.
our own businesses.
Yes, we have.
and I have a brain disorder called codicil. It mimics MS. It causes TIA, mini strokes, severe migraines, depression, everything.
Oh, wow.
And I've had it since I was 38. And that's another thing. A lot of people are going to know I have this, and they're like, why is she doing this? So she's got this brain disorder. And I was in the hospital a couple times this year for TIAs and asthma.
Wow.
But I just kept going.
Just
and
keep going.
The thing.
That's it.
If I stay busy, I'm good.
Right.
As long as my stress is low, it keeps the TIAs from happening.
Yeah.
TIA mini strokes from happening. And just doing what I love to do, staying busy.
Absolutely. And then if you're not, you can come in here and chat with us for a while.
That's right.
And
we love
Shelly,
to
she
chat.
has Epstein-Barr, and so she's, it can be a struggle with her too. But that's the thing. We have so much in common that we're like, why don't we just make a partnership out of this?
Yeah.
Because we both know so much, about Branson, and we love the music scene here. As y'all know, I'm a big Dean Z fan. I'm wearing, for those that can't, I don't know if you can see, but I've got a Dean Z Rockin' Christmas T-shirt on today because that's our #1 favorite show.
Oh,
How fun. Have
here
you
in
seen
Branson.
No,
No, I haven't either. So
It
I
is a
didn't know.
concert-like experience. Now, Elvis died when I was 7, but when Shelley introduced me to Dean and I saw the show for the first time, he was talking about when we did the interview earlier this year in August. He was talking about sometimes those little window moments where you think you see Elvis instead of me, and I'm like, yeah, I had a couple of those. And I was like, for a minute, I had to kind of whoa, take a step back. Go,
Wow.
did I just see what I just saw?
Right.
Wow.
That's Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, everybody has those. And I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, people tell you they happen. He goes, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Because
that's what makes him
he's that
successful for
good.
sure. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he's the only show I know that's got a full band, 6 singers, or no, 7 singers. There's the 3 girls and the 4 guys. He just added the guys this year. Full band, awesome staff that helps sell his merch.
And now, where is he located at?
Clay Cooper Theater.
Okay.
And they just did their last show the other day.
Okay.
Okay.
At 2:00. I want to send a shout out to Dean and Steph and their little girl JoJo and all the staff and cast of the show, because we didn't call that our number one fave for no reason.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it's you leave there go. I mean, sometimes he'll go a little longer than he's supposed to because the vibe is so awesome.
Oh,
Wow.
nice. I love that.
The vibe
too.
is so awesome. You feel like you're in a concert-like experience. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
We're gonna have to do something
He
like that.
goes
We
from
haven't-
the 50s and 60s to the 70s of Elvis. He
Okay.
takes you on a musical time trip.
Yep.
Time travel trip.
We have to do it during the day, though.
Yeah.
Because I'm in REM by 8 o'clock at night. That's why I don't do many shows. It's like, I'm already in bed asleep.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's our number one fave. Bald Knobber's Christmas show, always a hit with me. Those guys are like personal family friends of mine. Been friends with Brandon and Megan and Nathan Egdepa and a couple of them for 9 years. Brandon's like my adopted brother. I love the Mapes.
That's what I love about Branson. Like
and
everybody knows everybody.
We pray
everybody
for
loves
each other.
them.
And if I say, hey, guys, would you pray for this? Hey, if you'll pray for this, I'm like, cool.
Yeah, that's
we pray for
wonderful.
it. And then Hughes brothers love their kids. I think they're going to be the next generation of Branson.
Wow. Wow.
That's
I really
awesome.
do. The largest performing family in Branson, Missouri,
Right.
next to the Osmonds,
Right.
And I used to work for the Osmonds when they were at the old Gaither Theater, which is now the Clay Cooper Theater.
Okay.
And I remember, somebody said they can fill 2 American airline planes. That's how big the family is.
Holy
Maybe 3
cow.
now.
I had no
With all the
idea.
grandkids and
No, I
great
didn't know either.
grandkids. Jay's back, by the way. Jay Osmond is back in Branson, guys.
No
Wow.
kidding.
Yeah. And I forget where he's going to be in 2024, but I saw him at Mailboxes Plus. He was walking up right behind me one day. Oh, hi, Jay. So I told him, I used to work for you guys in the box office for you. And I told him what my married name was. He goes, oh, yeah, I remember you. And
Oh
we got
my
to talk.
gosh.
And I'm friends with Merrill still. I call him Uncle Merrill. He
Wow.
had me calling that when I was in my 20s. And
One of the things about these entertainers is that I don't think anybody on the outside know how much they connect with their audience.
right.
When I worked at the hospital, we had a lady who was dying, and literally her favorite band came to her bedside and performed in the hospital
Yeah.
days before she passed. And I'm like, we were all just like, wow.
Yeah.
Like,
That's amazing.
who does that? It was amazing.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's happening in Vegas or
No,
Hollywood or
absolutely not.
right.
Anybody that does that, I mean, they're just that's just awesome showmanship.
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
And I'm a believer that actions speak louder than words.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a believer, and I feel like God wants us to be the hands and feet. So
Very true.
anybody that does that just exudes kindness.
Yeah.
And generosity
absolutely.
and God's love when you're doing that. And I think that's amazing that people, I know a lot of stars, I've heard a lot of stars do that. Johnny Depp, they say I guess he paid for either the original costume of Pirates of the Caribbean or a backup costume. So he could go in between shooting the movies, the series, Pirates of the Caribbean, to children's hospitals and kids that were fighting cancer. Wherever he
Wow.
was filming at, he'd go and visit sick kids in
Wow.
costume.
Wow. That's amazing.
And they say that he loves doing that.
Wow.
He is a big fan of doing that, making kids smile.
Well,
you
I
know.
think that's awesome.
We've
You know,
got 1 minute.
Yeah, Whit says
Whitmore's,
1 minute.
Whitmore's going 1
1
minute,
minute.
1 minute. And I'm like, okay.
I'll warn you, ladies, I'm a talker.
Well, we
I've
are
already
too, so-
found
Yes.
out, so and Shelly is too. Gay, I want to send a shout out to my bestie Shelly. She's been battling. she had a cold, then she had influenza B, then she had laryngitis.
Oh gosh.
And so she's been fighting stuff. And I, of course, had bronchitis a couple of times. And I seasonal allergies here when I came back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got allergies when I came back here. But yeah, I just want to tell her how much I love her. And we're besties. Oh, by the way, we have Diva Dog mascot, Miss Myrtle, who is 18-year-old Chihuahua.
Oh my gosh.
She's our
18
Adopt
years
Don't Shop
old.
ambassador,
Oh
and
my
she
gosh.
is our Adopt Don't Shop, and she's our Diva Dog mascot of our talk show.
Oh my gosh.
Shelly adopted her when a gal couldn't take her to the apartment she was moving into. She was just going to dump her at a shelter, and Shelly's like, "Oh no, you're not."
She's
Yeah, no.
18 and a half, isn't that what you
18,
said? Yeah.
and
Wow.
she's
I think that's
she's
awesome.
got a lot of gray in her muscle, but she's so cute, and a little cataract in one eye. But
Oh.
we did a picture with Santa, thanks to Shelly setting it up, and that was through Big Cedar at Antlers Lodge, and her son is the head of the Extreme Photos. Well, one of the heads, and we had a chance to take a picture with Miss Myrtle and Santa, and she's got more clothes than we do. Okay, Our Diva Dog mascot,
yes.
she had her Christmas dress on, so you can see that on our pages. It's our Christmas card photo.
Well, I think next time maybe you should bring her in and we'll talk. And
Yes.
And bring Shelly as well.
Yes.
I think it
you
would
guys
be so
will
much
love
fun.
her. 'Cause,
It would be great. We would love to talk with her. Carrie Anne, I'm so happy that
I
you
am.
talked with us
Yeah.
I
today.
am too. And what an inspiration for me. I mean, listening to
Agreed.
you tell your
Me
story
too.
and how you've done all this for yourself, even through all of the hard things that you've done.
Yeah.
It really has kind of hit me like, wow.
Me
No
too.
matter
And
how
keep the
hard
faith,
things get,
you know,
it's if you're doing what you love, if it's fun, it's not work when it's fun.
that's true.
And if you do it with friends, I've learned that that's the biggest lesson. Do it with friends. Do it with somebody you really care about, who cares about what you're doing, is supportive of what you're doing, because that's what makes it work. I think. And
I think
putting
that's
God
a great
first.
putting God first. That's a great way to
Yeah,
end this, don't you think?
absolutely. Right.
Thank you, ladies, so
Thank
much
you.
for
Thank
chatting
you,
with us.
ladies.
No.
Dana and
Well,
Laura, appreciate
Hey,
it.
have a great afternoon.
You too. God bless you guys.
You too.
Bye.